Welcome to another episode of Not for the Weak-Minded, and this is about this article, and all intents and purposes they're in real intentions to literally hive mind humanity and take over your body and mind. And as I keep saying, you're all infected with nano smart dust. We've all been breathing in the barium aluminum, which is aluminium, that is saturated the earth through geoengineering. And so the next article I will do will be about these smart cities, as I keep telling you. And so I'll show you why you must question why they're building these smart cities with 5G built into them, or 6G, whatever, and how being affected already, moving into those cities, will cause devastation upon the human population. It won't be straight away, but people that trust the government, people that don't see the lies of reality, that will end up in them, and they will be chipped. They will be literally happy to be chipped until one day, boom, humanity's no more. They have literally took over your mind and body, and then it's all because of the articles and technology being developed by evil at the core of our society, which essentially has been saying that this is a great benefit for our society. Facebook, right, will bring us all closer together, and yet really it has destroyed the fabric of our society. And that's not my words, that's literally one of the creators of it, not the face of it, which is Fuckberg face, Zuckerfaceberg. It's, and he, you know, and how that's connected to Google, and how Google's connected to the CIA and everything. Your phone, you know, it's watching you, it's listening to you. But what another reason why this is because essentially, through the eyes of everyone, once you're chipped, they will become gods. You know, you will be connected to a supercomputer, artificial intelligence, and it will control your life. Now, this is the interesting part about ancient history and the research of, damn, what's his name? I said it in my last video, and it's gone, it'll come back to me. But essentially, he shows that the Greys were hive-minded. So some of them got chipped and now are still programmed beings that work for the reptilians. It's, you know, it happened in the past. And when you research just the topic of ancient nanotechnologies, you'll kind of get that they had the first day you've been lied to, you know, that they had electricity to even create these things to begin with, and that the further discoveries of skeletons with, you know, in ice, bodies in ice that have been analyzed that have had nanoparticles found in their blood and stuff like this. It's unfortunate that a lot of people do not look beyond their comfort zone, or look at everything that's being found around the world all the time. I mean, we're just continually changing the history books every day, but it never gets changed, because you got to see who's controlling that evil at the core of our society, and that's the government. So this is, for all intents and purposes, they are developing these technologies to make you think that it's going to be beneficial, but in reality, when you do not see that the television is evil, it's programmed you to believe in a false sense of reality, and that they are trying to emulate the technological creation by essentially hive-minding humanity, and how this connects to everyone already, and that this is to do with the cloud, and how it connects to the Akashic field and your pineal gland, and how all information is possible through meditation and certain practices with quartz crystals, for example, where you can gain information that you never knew before, you know, from the invisible, from the cloud. literally, they are trying to copy exactly what we are, and they have lied to you about what you are to do it. You know, they haven't told you how important your pineal gland is, your souls, the fact that this world is all about frequencies, and they have literally programmed you with frequencies through the television and your subconscious mind to make you see this reality, to believe in a reality that doesn't even exist. Unfortunately, this is where you've got to see and know a great deal of things about their devices and their true intentions and who's doing it. So let's just watch this first clip. It's a minute long. Did you read that? Right, let's go back again a minute. Hold on, let's just do this. Sorry. So we're at the frontiers of science. And they want to connect our brain to the computer, yeah? To create a mental internet, which would give you instant access to knowledge. Great. By combining nanotechnology and artificial intelligence. Okay, right. This is exactly what I'm trying to warn you about. The emulation of the technological creation, and because they've lied to you about you, you're going to fall for it that this is something good for humanity. It is not. You know, we already, through practices, have access to information already, and it's called the internet. We do not need it plugged into our heads. You know, in fact, we already have access to information on a completely different server or supercomputer, which we are actually connected to, which is called God. Okay? You know, it watches you all your whole entire life. It records your life. It judges you upon your actions because it has set parameters, which are actually not bad, you know, which is to do with actually morals and standing up for what is right, you know. Good versus evil. They're trying to create an evil artificial intelligence where you already are connected to a good artificial intelligence. And so this is my point, where knowledge can be used for good and bad purposes, and when you understand reality, or you know, yourself, your soul, ghosts, how they exist, the mechanisms that actually govern our existence, you'll see their true intentions and know that you are special, that you have access to all information already through your pineal gland. It is that simple. They're literally trying to emulate the technological creation through nanotechnology, which is already in your brain, and artificial intelligence supercomputers that is literally designed to take over your mind and temple. Some of you will have demons inside you, and some of you will be completely manipulated and controlled by a computer. Now, this computer is going to have set parameters in that if it sees a human through the eyes of one of those chips, guess what? You're going to die. Do you then, guess what's going to happen? You'll become one of them. Funny how television shows us things that we don't really are not prepared to be. And so please, I beg you, just carry on listening to what I have to say. So this interface will allow us to exchange information with our neurons via tiny devices implanted in the heart of the brain. They're called nano smart demon dust particles, and they've already spread this across the earth, and you're already infected. You know, Berkeley University. People trust these people. These places are a hive for Freemasons. Super connect the world. I'm going to tell you something. And this is very real and very deep and involves this. My girlfriend is sort of got her own abilities, and essentially she has been having dreams, and those dreams have been about this and how, you know, humanity has been hive-minded, and it literally scared the living daylights out of her. You know, and I've had dreams where she was laying next to me and it felt so real that she was turned into a zombie. Literally was trying to get me badly. And I couldn't even speak. I was trying to scream and I could not speak. It was that vivid and it was that fearful. I was so scared. It felt real. And I can't ignore what I know. I can't ignore prophecy coming true. And so this is what I'm trying to tell you, is that we're all in great danger because of evil at the core of our society, who have lied to you about the mechanisms that govern our existence. And now that we are literally on the precipice of something catastrophic, to the point where many people are going to run to the government to get help, and not knowing that they're going to be moved or they're going to be part of something much sinister. Unfortunately, there are a lot of answers to our salvation, and it does involve the ancient past, and it involves a completely different interpretation of everything, and a lot of this involves the Bible. And so not many of you are going to believe this because of that one thing, you know, even though it makes sense that perhaps in certain ways to you what I'm saying, you fully won't believe it. So science fiction is trying to surpass what is reality. So where's it going? Oh, fucking adverts, man.
It's time to streamline operations with intent-based automation.
No, it isn't. It's time to read this article. So researchers are developing an interface that connects to the human brain and to the cloud. It sounds like it's being taken directly from a science fiction movie, but creating a direct interface between a computer and the brain may well become a reality. It is going to become a reality because we are already that, and they're trying to emulate it in their own image and likeness. And why do I say they? I mean these demonic beings. I really am getting annoyed. The rise of nanotechnology makes it possible to imagine the integration of tiny communication devices, which are already in your head, directly at the heart of your neural networks. So it can literally take over your mind, and tell you what to think, and literally program you so that you become a vessel for evil to literally hunt down humanity. Don't do it. Don't take the technology. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled no more by any of their agendas. There's so many though, that's the problem. This is the ultimate one though. This is their intentions. This is their devices. This is the thing that you should be aware of the most. This is what I'm trying to hit the nail on the head right now. Some have their smartphones literally grafted into the palms of their hands. Yes, and they never look up because they don't, they're the problem. But tomorrow, it is directly in their brain that the object could soon be housed. Now, going back to my girlfriend's dream, she said that when they were literally like not doing anything because there was no one around, certain people, but and they would have updates, and they would literally like be walking, and then all of a sudden they'll stop, stand still, and they'll jig a bit, and then they'll carry on, you know. Literally, like, they were getting updated through the chip in their brain. Honestly, this is what she saw. Please, please, I beg you, share this. People need to know the truth. People need to know what the hell is going on, and what these nano smart dust bots in your head are really capable of doing. So, at least one of the technologies that makes it so indispensable, the virtual cloud in which our digital life is located. So they've done that. They put the cloud up already. It's great. Last year, scientists presented innovative technology called Brainnet, allowing free people to share their thoughts or to play online using the power of mind, all of course via the cloud. So a lot of these technologies, yes, they do have benefits, and they're going to show you a lot of the benefit side of it. Doesn't necessarily mean, though, that it's all going to be beneficial for us, because what you got to see is what's going on around you right now and who's doing it. And that's when you'll go, okay, they're never going to do it. They're never intending to really use this technology to benefit humanity. They're going to say so, and in fact, this is, you know, literally part of their plan to depopulate everything on this planet, and at the same time ultimately emulate the technological creation in their own way. And it will get destroyed again by the gods, which is exactly what you see in Game of Thrones. But people don't understand, literally that is almost the representation of the end of days, the last time around. I must do a video about this and actually use the images of Game of Thrones, because it is so obvious once you know a lot of stuff about ancient history and what's going on now and who's doing it. You know, colors, symbolism, all of it. So Brainnet uses the electrical signals recorded through the skulls of the senders and the magnetic stimulation through the skulls of the recipients, allowing them to perform cooperative tasks. So this is allowing them to become controlled and manipulated together. Nanotechnology specialist Nuno Martins from Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory in a statement, a feat made possible thanks to the implantation directly into the brain of tiny elements, nanobots. In the cerebral maze, smaller than the diameter of a hair, these nanoscopic devices have the ability to circulate freely in the human body. Yeah, there you go. So you're all infected, and it's everywhere. A faculty that could allow them to reach the unfathomable depths of our brains, as envisioned by nanotechnology researcher Robert Freitas Jr. from the Institute for Molecular Manufacturing, California. These devices could traverse the human vascular system, cross the blood-brain barrier, and self-position precisely among or even within brain cells. Do you see that? Yeah? They've already developed this technology. It's already in you. You just got to wait for that chip to go in your head now, and the chip in your hand, and to be moved to anywhere that they're going to put 5G. That's it. Game over. You know, it won't happen directly. It won't happen straight away. But it will happen. 2030, you know. Boom. Normal humanity. And augmentation of the human beings, which would thus create a real direct neural interface, or, in the original BCI version, brain-computer interface. Nanobots could then wirelessly transmit encoded information to and from a cloud-based network of supercomputers to enable real-time monitoring of brain status and data extraction. So they are not just doing that, they are literally taking all of your data already and putting it into and storing it into a supercomputer. Facebook is doing that. Google is doing that. Everything you search, everything they think you do, everything you do is being recorded. Yeah? Already. This is part of the problem, as all our lives are already recorded by God. Yeah? This is it. you know? Is that exactly what they're doing? A vision of the human future of which we are all free to judge the relevance, but that in any case the researchers Nuno Martin shares. With the advancement of neuronal nanorobotics, we envision the future, the creation of superconnections that could harness the thoughts and thinking power of any number of humans and machines in real time. When? A few decades at most, according to the scientists and his colleagues. Bollocks! They've developed it already, man. This is military stuff. The military are miles and miles ahead of these people, man, and they're just the pawns showing you that it's possible. Because these institutions, people trust still, even though they're the ones that are the most corrupt. Attractive perspectives. This augmented human beings, which have become cyborgs, could, according to certain futurists, at the head of which is Elon Musk, right, and his company Neuralink, Elon Musk, right, is at the head of it. That is a red flag. He is oh my god, this man. I'm gonna have to do a video exposing everything that this man's doing, including building a Hadron Collider 3 times the size of CERN in Babylon right now. Unite while freeing themselves at their cultural differences. Why? This is ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous article. I'm trying to show you that it's possible, but wait, it's how they're speaking, man. An idyllic perspective that we are naturally entitled to doubt. Yeah, right, exactly. There remain, whatever they may be, some obstacles to overcome before reaching this point. First of all, and not least, ensuring that such technology does not compromise human health. Right, because 4G doesn't fucking harm us, does it? Of course it does. You know, vaccines doesn't harm us, you know? Not that they're spreading measles through vaccines now. Nah, or other diseases. You know, the fact that we're in a frequency war and all diseases can be cured from frequencies, and this was proven in 1859 by Royal Raymond Rife. His life's work, and reinforced by science yet again, but people don't go and look. You know, Michael Tellinger, go look at him, go look at his stuff. Dr. Stephen Greer, that was it, the guy that works on extraterrestrials and found that the Greys were hive-minded in the last game. He might not have said it that way, but I am. First of all, to make sure it doesn't compromise human health. That's the first thing they're trying to do. They've been doing it. But literally the degradation of our species. Literally the destruction of the seed of Adam. You know, the morals of our and compasses of our society. You know, the gender roles within our society. It goes so deep. And it's only when you research the natives and their beliefs and what they still do today and their traditions that you go, hang on a minute. This is why we've fallen from grace, because we've been lied to about everything. We don't even believe that we're created. We don't even believe the star people's real. We don't literally look after each other. We don't know our neighbours. Don't communicate anymore because we've got Facebook and all they do is post trivial shit. It's meaningless. Meaningless nothingness. You know? They kill the pubs because that's where we went and communicated. It's all about communication. Literally, unity is in community and communication. The other issue is simply to find a way to ensure the proper function of the technology as finally granted by Nuno Martins himself. This challenge includes not only finding the bandwidth needed to transmit data around the world, but also the means to enable data exchange with neurons via tiny devices embedded deep in your brain. The brain transplant of a smartphone is certainly not just around the corner. Oh, but it is. So, I hope now you kind of go get at least it from this perspective. that this is a small part of them trying to emulate the technological creation. And when you look at China putting the moon up in 2020, and I'm going to do another article about the things happening to the moon right now and how that does not that relates to prophecy, but it isn't what people are saying it is, and it is everything to do with them, their devices, and their intentions to emulate the technological creation. So they're destroying the real moon while putting up a fake moon by China in 2020. You see, this is exactly what's going on. The fake sun simulator is already in the air. You know, geoengineering is only possible because they've lied to you about the mechanisms that actually govern our existence, i.e. it's all created. You know, they're using creation to destroy humanity, and they've lied to you about everything while promoting so-called beneficial technologies that are actually designed by evil for an evil purpose by the people we trust still sitting at the core of our society. I've had enough. If you don't want to believe this anymore, that's fine. But if you do, what the hell do you want to do about this? Do you want to stay around, you know? Or do you want to actually plan something? A bit ahead, maybe. Think a little bit ahead. For humanity's sake. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, subscribe.